स्टुडंट्स, आज आपण आयोनिक इक्विलिब्रियम थर्ड चॅप्टर स्टार्ट करणार आहोत. नाव आहे आयोनिक इक्विलिब्रियम. हे चॅप्टर स्टार्ट करण्याच्या मागे उद्देश असा की 11th क्लासमध्ये आपण केमिकल इक्विलिब्रिया हे चॅप्टर शिकलेलं आणि याचा बेस आपल्याला माहिती आहे. आयोनिक इक्विलिब्रियम is a equilibrium between ions and unionized molecules in the solution is called as ionic equilibrium. Again I repeat here, equilibrium between ions and unionized molecule in the solution is called as ionic equilibrium. For example, H positive and OH negative and unionized water molecule, this equilibrium between these means, for example, H positive plus OH negative giving you H2O. This equilibrium between ions, H positive ions, OH negative ions with unionized water molecule, this process is called as ionic equilibrium. Ionic equilibrium between H positive and OH negative with unionized water molecule, ionization of weak acid and weak bases, okay, and reaction between ions of salt and ions of water, solid salts and its ions in water. In previous class we know electrolyte. So what is electrolyte? Electrolyte means a substance which gives rise to ions when dissolved in water, called as electrolyte. Again I repeat, electrolyte means substance, molecules, compounds which dissolve into water to form ions which are able to conduct electricity. They are called as electrolyte. There are two types of electrolyte. One is strong electrolyte and another is weak electrolyte. First of all, strong electrolyte. Strong electrolyte, the electrolyte ionizing completely. These strong electrolyte which ionizing completely, almost completely, or 100% dissociates into ions, called as strong electrolyte. For example, strong acid, strong bases and all types of salts, they are the strong electrolyte. Strong acids, sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, these are the strong acids. Strong bases, NaOH, KOH, sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide, these are the strong bases. And all types of salts which are formed by acids and bases, whether it may be strong or weak. Then next one, that is weak electrolyte. Weak electrolyte, it is a electrolyte which dissociates to a smaller extent in aqueous solution, are called as weak electrolyte. Weak electrolyte means weak acids and weak bases. First we know this strong acid means sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid and nitric acid. All other acids, organic acids and inorganic acids, they are the weak acids. Weak bases, NaOH and KOH are strong base, and other bases, calcium hydroxide or copper hydroxides, these are the weak bases. Okay, ammonium hydroxide, these are weak bases. Weak acid and weak bases, they are called as weak electrolyte. Okay, then weak electrolyte, they are represented by double arrow in this way. Here H positive plus OH negative, here double headed arrow, and to form here unionized water molecule. So equilibrium between these two, ions and unionized, they are called as ionic equilibrium, and it is represented by this double headed arrow. Okay, Then degree of dissociation. Now degree of dissociation, it is represented by alpha. It is a fraction of total numbers of moles of the electrolyte that dissociates into ions when equilibrium is attained is called as degree of dissociation. Again I repeat, fraction of total numbers of moles of the electrolyte that dissociates into ions when equilibrium is attained is called as degree of dissociation. Degree of dissociation, that is numbers of moles dissociate divided by total numbers of moles. Percentage of dissociation, here alpha, it is represented by alpha. So percentage dissociation, that is alpha, it is represented by here percentage dissociation, and is equal to here alpha into 100, that is percentage dissociation. Now on the basis of this alpha, value of alpha, and the concentration, molar concentration of electrolyte, we have to determine equilibrium concentration of anions and cations present in the given electrolyte. That is here concentration of anion or cations, suppose here M positive, giving you alpha into C, where C is a molar concentration and alpha is a degree of dissociation. Then acids and bases. What is acid and what is base? Acids and bases. Acids and bases, they are the familiar. These chemical compounds are familiar to us. Here acetic acids which are found in vinegar, or citrus fruits contain citric acids, or antacids, magnesium hydroxides, it is antacids contain magnesium hydroxides. Then ammonia, it is present in many household cleansing products. Okay, so classical definition tells us that acids are sour in taste, which reacts with metal to form hydrogen gas. Bases, again they reacts with metal to liberate hydrogen gas. They are soapy to touch and so on. Okay, but there are some theories. First of all, we studied Arrhenius theory of acid and base. Here Arrhenius theory, it is applicable only in aqueous solution, that is water containing solution. So according to acids, according to Arrhenius, acids means substance which contain hydrogen. Substance which contain hydrogen. For example, HCl. Here, for example, HCl or H2SO4. This substance, they contain hydrogen. Okay, and gives rise H positive ions in the aqueous solution. In aqueous solution, they produce H positive ion. Sulfuric acid, they produce twice H positive ion in the aqueous solution, and these substances which contain H positive hydrogen atom and produce H positive ion in the aqueous solution, they are called as acids. Bases, substance which contain OH group and produce hydroxide ion in the aqueous solution, called as base. For example, KOH, potassium hydroxide, it contains this OH group, and on dissociation in the aqueous solution, it produces OH negative plus here K positive. Here hydroxide ions are produced by this potassium hydroxide, and that's why it is base according to Arrhenius. Another example, NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide. It is a weak base. On dissociation, it produces NH4 positive plus OH negative. As it produces hydroxide ion, again it is base. So substance which contain OH group and produce hydroxide ion, they are called as base. This theory accounts for the properties of different acids and bases and is applicable only in aqueous solution. Only in aqueous solution means only in water. So HCl acts as a acid in water, H2SO4 acts as a acid in water, or NaOH, KOH, ammonium hydroxide, they are acts as a basis in water, but it is not applicable in an unaqueous state, non-aqueous state. Also, it does not account for the basicity of ammonia. We know that ammonia, the molecular formula of ammonia is NH3. Now student, this ammonia contain H. Yes, this contain H hydrogen atom, but on dissociation in aqueous solution, it acts as a base. But here the disadvantage of this theory, it does not account the basicity of this ammonia, as well as this Na2CO3 called as washing soda. It is basic in nature, but this molecule doesn't contain a hydroxide group, OH group, and therefore it doesn't produce OH negative ion, and that's why it is not a base according to Arrhenius. But in fact, practically it is a basic in nature. Ammonia is also basic in nature. So Arrhenius theory fails to explain basic nature of ammonia and Na2CO3.